hard times are always going to happen. So if you are operating your entire life trying to avoid them, trying to not have them ever, you will die, because your perspective on what stress and hard times are is what's going to kill you, because you think it's not supposed to happen, because you think it's a rare occurrence that your life is over now. Yeah, your life is over because you thought of it. You think it's over.
Yes,
So
very much so.
you could either have two choices: operate in a bubble, or arm yourself. Arm yourself to be able to eat this shit up. Like, yo, this problem is gonna make me stronger. Oh, I have this other problem. Oh, it's gonna make me stronger here. Let's figure this out. I got this.
Have you ever had a goal and really, really gone for something? Like really put your all into something, but right in the middle of it, you hit a wall. You know, be it a fitness goal. You know, say if you wanted to lose 10, 20 pounds, and somewhere along the way you plateau. You know, whether you're trying to create a business or some momentum to a new job, and right in the middle of things, right when you think you got it, you hit a wall, and man, it just feels like your world has come crashing down.
And you're engulfed in all this anxiety, chaos. You start doubting yourself. You start feeling lost. You feel alone at times. You feel like nobody will understand, and you kind of dig yourself into this little hole, and you alienate and isolate yourself from the world. At least I did when I experienced these things, and we experience these things a lot, not only in our lives, but through our journey throughout this business.
And the thing is with that, like it just gets you, you know, sulking or kind of being, you know, that doing that whole solo thing and hiding away and running away is literally just getting you further and further away from your path.
So if you're experiencing these things, you want to listen to this podcast today, because we'll not only identify key things and key perspectives that you need to keep in mind that will equip you throughout and make you stronger throughout your journey, but we'll actually teach you how to turn your hard times into actually strengths, and really redefine who you are and make you push forward even more. And then guess what? You're going to start to get addicted to this stuff, and you're going to want challenges, as opposed to always feeling like life is chaotic. You're going to actually start controlling your life, and this is the most important part, because yes or no, we're always in a state of chaos and balance. We're always back
Yes,
and
of
forth,
course.
right?
Of course,
So
yeah.
the more we learn how to deal with the chaos, the more actual balance will be. So, which
Yes.
is a crazy phenomenon.
Of course. Let's take a look at like some common issues that people go through. I mean, let's just say a weight loss goal, 20 pounds. You got 20 pounds to lose in the next 8 months. You know, you're doing well. You start off, you know, well on the run, the races, and you lose 8 pounds right off the hop. After that, you spend about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks stagnant. Now you're frustrated. Now you don't even feel like, you know, staying on your nutrition plan.
Yep.
You stop going to the gym. You start ditching your trainer. You start making excuses in your brain.
You start eating whatever. It's
You
like,
start
oh, you know
eating
what?
whatever.
I'm not. Since nothing's working,
I might
whatever.
as well. You start self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotaging, man.
Right, and then and obviously you stop believing in your plan, and you know in yourself essentially.
And then you start making these truths, these fabricated truths that, you know what, maybe I'm just big-boned, or you know, this is
I'm
the
just
body
meant to
that
be
I'm
that way.
supposed
I'm
to
supposed
be.
to have that way.
I'm
Yeah.
supposed to have this body. Working out isn't for me.
Yes.
This is too hard.
Yeah.
And then when you start putting these things on, you have to imagine it as anchors. You're adding another anchor, another truth. You're slowing down your progress, and now you're gonna have to fight your way past these truths
Before
again.
you could even get back in on
Yeah,
track
because now
to
it's like,
where you
okay,
were before.
For instance, you know what? My body is supposed to be this way. This is how my body is. Okay.
It's a belief now, and your body starts to believe in exactly where your mind is going.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
And
so whatever
how the fuck do you even know that? Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
how
exactly.
do you know
The
that?
body
You
does not
don't.
know that.
You haven't done all the work that's necessary to actually see a transformation in your body, and you're already determining that this is how your body is.
Yes, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
And how do I know this? Because I've turned my body into anything I wanted, and it was super. I'm a Filipino, man. We're not genetically
No,
gifted.
not definitely.
You know what I mean?
genetically
But
blessed.
we look like we got to that point because we challenged ourselves to do it. That's why I could talk about that. You know, so Yeah, so hard times.
You know, like when we talk about hard times, we talk about anything that that just kind of stands in your way. That's like a roadblock. Some roadblocks are bigger than others. So tough times, you got to understand it's part of the process. It's part of the journey.
I think that's the number one issue that people don't realize, that having hard times and tough times is taking you off that path that you're trying to succeed in, which in reality it is part of the path.
It's definitely part of the path. First of all, you wouldn't know what good is if you didn't have any rough patches, right? You wouldn't know how to enjoy your life or how to even say to yourself, hey, I want to relax and enjoy my moments without actually having something chaotic come at you first. You really couldn't.
No.
Right? So, I mean, you have to understand that that is part of the process. And beyond that, like, there's so much more to it. So a big thing that people often do is oh man, all these things always happen to me. They always happen to me, to me. And if you just simply change your language, if you say things happen for me, you have to understand that all those little things you go through in a day, somebody cut you off, somebody whatever, those are definitely not things that should be succumbed in your mind forever.
Yeah.
So, but when you face actual hardships, you attain an injury in the middle of a goal, a fitness goal. There's things in there to be learned. There's things in there that are definitely for you, and that's if you didn't go through that, then you wouldn't make it to the end of your journey. You gotta understand that.
Yeah, man. I mean, so one story that I have that sticks out was when I was doing Muay Thai. You know, when I first started there, yeah, remember I told you about, like, I was big, I was muscular, so I had to lose a lot of freaking muscle and some fat as well. But after that moment when I actually got into Muay Thai and I found my groove and I was getting more condition, and my technique was getting better and better. You know, this was maybe 4 or 5 months in, and I remember there was a tournament in Iowa, the TBAs, and I was so excited about it. Like Jeff and John.
Yeah.
We signed up. We're like, oh man, let's do it. But we were still new, so we were kind of challenged to improve our technique. So we had to go all the time. We literally went like 5 days, 6 days a week on our own. We had like a couple months to get ready for this thing. We just learned how to freaking knee and clinch and stuff like that. So we had the audacity. I was super excited. So I trained dude, I switched up my eating. I went to the extreme where, I boiled my chicken breasts and ate brown rice and like no salt, nothing, like no sex, I went in, like I cut all the carbs, cut all the sugars out, improved my alkalinity. I studied like crazy on how to drop fat fast, how to cut for fights, because I was fighting at 145 and that was hard for me, 150. So the time came for the fight. I mean, we pushed hard. We had a good fight camp, and we went over there to Iowa, and I still remember like having so much anxiety on the way there because we had to drive, and it was the most hellish thing because, as a fighter knows, if you're going on a long trip and you're dieting and you're cutting for a fight, it's the most miserable thing in the world.
And you gotta pee like every fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah, man. And you're passing by McDonald's and all these cool things and
food joints,
and it smells so
good. Any dieting athlete know that.
Yeah, man. And that was the most hell. Like that any dieting athlete knows that couple of days, that week before is the most hellish thing.
You're depleted. Yes.
And the crazy thing is, I was so focused, I was ready, and you know what happened, man? The morning of the tournament, of the fight, I was supposed to fight maybe an hour later, but they pushed our fight forward, I guess, and I didn't know. The moment we got there, literally, I got out of the van. So we came from the hotel to the venue. I got out of the van, and literally my coach was like, "Yo, you're up right now."
Oh wow.
I didn't get to fucking warm up.
No warm up, no nothing.
I didn't get to do anything. I didn't get a chance to mentally prepare.
No stretch.
Nothing, no stretching, nothing. Literally got out of there and fucking went onto the ring, right? And although I fought a good fight, it was a really good fight. The guy was really good as well. We were both new. Right. I fucking lost, man. That was my first fight ever, and I lost. Right. I lost.
Wow.
And I trained my ass off.
But also, and you didn't give yourself the excuse like, yo, I didn't have a warm up, I didn't get mentally prepped. You lost, and you're
I
like,
lost.
okay.
I was like, yo, fuck it, let's do it. Let's go in.
Yeah.
I like, but I remember after that, I was so angry because that guy won the tournament.
Yeah.
And I was so close to beating him, but I was I wasn't mentally
You
prepared
weren't there,
at all.
yeah.
I wasn't even
You
there.
just came out
I
of
was
a fresh drive.
I was fighting automatically, straight up. I didn't realize where the fuck I was.
That's not. You
Yeah,
were really
man.
literally. It was like a street fight to you.
Yeah.
It was a street fight to you.
So I went through such a tough time after that. Nobody really knew about this. I felt robbed and cheated, right?
Right.
And I started to realize, because I was in a slump, I started eating like shit after. I was like, fuck this, right? But I started realizing, I'm like, yo, what meaning am I going to give this, right? Like, maybe I wasn't supposed to get a championship because I needed to learn more things.
Yeah.
I wasn't as great as I thought it was.
So, you're a very confident person. I'm a very confident person. Once we think we got something, we're like, we got this.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to get you to that next level. There's confidence and there's cockiness, by the way.
Absolutely.
So, being confident, you're like, yeah, I got this. But sometimes life will send you a direct message, a direct kick in your nuts and say, hey, no, you don't got this, because that next person's going to kick your ass. And literally, in that world, they will kick your ass.
And this is where, like, when people say, oh, you're so confident, it's because I got my ass beat
handed
all
to me
the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, dude, since I was a kid, like, I was the only kid in the adult judo class, and I got my ass handed to me all the time.
Yeah, of course.
And then that's how I got my black belt, because I got beat up all the time. And then I started fucking killing them after, because I became stronger, I became smarter, I became more efficient.
Yeah.
But I did get my ass kicked.
So, I mean, you guys have to understand, there's a lot of lessons in the tough times that you go through. It allows you to make wiser decisions in the future based on, hey, I'm not going to do that again because this leads to this hardship. Your body's naturally ingrained to that. There's people that don't ever recognize that, so you got to watch out for that. Because if you're doing the same thing over and over again, and man, you keep crashing at the same site, then it's time to change something. But understand that as long as the tough times last, it's in you mentally to change that. So something can immediately happen, can happen. Tony Robbins teaches massive mind mastery about this. It's the moment something happens, you can literally change what is in your brain and how it is basically producing the chemicals of whether, hey, you're going to take this as a lesson, I'm going to learn from it, or how you accept something and say, hey, you know what, this is going to get me down for the rest of my month.
Yeah.
For the rest of my day.
Is it the end or is it the beginning?
Is it the end or is it the beginning? Yeah,
That's
it's
really
a huge thing.
Something happened. You control the message that's you're going to operate with.
Yes,
You're going to
exactly.
control the truth of how you're going to operate this fucking scenario with.
Yes.
There was a study done, and there was a TEDx done on from this psychologist, Kelly. They said the people who experience stress are 43% more likely have a risk of increase of dying.
No, I believe that.
But the only ones who that affect within that group are the ones that are the people that believe that stress would be harmful to their health. Right?
So they don't see it as
it's you and me are experiencing stress, but my belief is that this is going to fucking kill me, and this is not good for me. I'm gonna, I need to rest because this is not for me. I'm gonna get sick. But you're experiencing stress. You're like, okay, how do I figure this out? How can I grow from this? This is a challenge to me. I want to rise to it. This is a challenge, and that outcome right there, in belief, which is a huge thing, and people think that it's just some fluffy shit, which is not. No, first of all,
it's ingrained in your DNA.
It's 100% proven now in terms of like, genetically that your belief is what makes you your health. So this instance alone proves that belief is what dictates your success. Belief it dictates your fucking health, how you operate. So if you come from a lack of belief that things will get better, things won't get better because you're right. You're either going to be right.
You're right.
On both occasions that things are going to be shittier, things are going to suck, I'm going to fail, I'm going to lose my house, I'm going to lose my shirt, I'm going to lose my relationship, or I'm going to be better from this. One day this will not happen again, and I'm going to be fucking way better.
In a better position in life.
I can't wait to grow. I can't wait to find out a new version of myself. I can't wait to learn and add more to my toolbox because of this occasion.
I totally agree. And it makes a difference of
But
living
it's
the quality
scientifically
of
proven.
Yeah, it's scientifically proven.
And that's
for
why,
sure.
like, yo, this goes back to the point, like, hard times are always going to happen. So if you are operating your entire life trying to avoid them, trying to not have them ever, you will die, because your perspective on what stress and hard times are is what's going to kill you, because you think it's not supposed to happen, because you think it's a rare occurrence that your life is over now. Yeah, your life is over because you thought of it. You think it's over.
Yes,
So
very much so.
you could either have two choices: operate in a bubble, or arm yourself to be able to eat this shit up. Like, yo, this problem is gonna make me stronger. Oh, I have this other problem. Oh, it's gonna make me stronger here. Let's figure this out. I got this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Who would you rather be? By the way, we're not just sitting here on our high horse and saying this and we never had fucking problems.
No, we go through them all the time.
Dude,
all the time
first of all, we lost a lot of friends. We put a lot of people in position and they screwed us to
Yeah,
win.
for
They
sure.
screwed us, not whether it's friends or, people that
They're
we
just
try
people.
to put on. We lost hundreds of thousands of dollars getting screwed over
Yep.
by people. We almost lost our business fucking 10 times.
Yep.
We almost lost this place before we moved.
Yes.
Right? We had litigation against us, and we're still sitting here.
Yes.
Still sitting here telling you that,
Strong.
yo, you could be
Stronger than
stronger.
ever.
This is actually a good thing because you can. And people are like, oh, you're like, not everyone's like you. Yeah,
And
because
remember,
we've been through this
Yeah,
shit, man.
and this is only in 7 years.
Yeah, this is just 7 years.
This is just 7 years.
We just started.
We just started. We're babies at this.
So if we could go through this, we've lost relationships.
Yeah,
lost
1000%.
a shitload of money. Never got paid for such a long time. Long time. We got, it was a regular thing not to get a fucking paycheck,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, very, very, very common.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have to come back to work, help other people with their own problems while there's chaos happening in our
Yes,
lives.
that's a tough part.
Making sure our team gets paid.
And making
you
sure
know?
our team is living well and happily, yeah.
And to kind of, remove your own self-interest from all the things that are happening in front of you,
You gotta
while
become
helping
selfless.
other people. And I think that's what kind of was my therapy, is like the ability to help other people during that chaos.
During your own chaos,
it,
yes.
it did something to me, man. Like,
Yeah,
and I think
definitely
just,
transforms
like,
you.
It kind of changes your perspective.
It
Like, yo, everybody
transforms
has
you.
fucking problems, man.
Everybody
Suck it up.
has got problems.
Everybody has problems.
And just because you do, it doesn't mean your ability to help others stops. It doesn't mean that your duty as a human being towards seeing the better of your environment around you or the people around you has to stop. Your duty never ends.
And I think that's the key thing. You're going through tough times, go fucking help somebody else.
I guarantee you'll feel 10 times
That's
better
the
about
number
yourself.
one thing.
10 times fucking better than yourself.
Dude, go help somebody else, because I remember when we had financial problems, when we had growing pains here, when shit was hitting the fan, and I would sit down with a client or train a client and hear their story, everything just disappeared.
Yeah,
It was
for
like,
sure.
yo, okay, this
They're
person
going
is
through a
going
little
through
bit
chaos.
tougher, yeah.
This person has a chance of dying
Yep.
right now if we don't succeed.
Yep.
What problems do I really have?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is just like out of one training session with
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
So it does help, and there's such power in helping other people. When you feel stuck, when you feel like nothing's moving forward, stop for a second and go help somebody.
No.
You're broke, go fucking give somebody $5 who actually needs it, and you'll
Yeah, for
you'll
sure,
feel
for
rich.
sure. Then you feel, then you feel
know?
rich. And the last thing being, as we're doing right now, we're recalling things, we're reflecting. This is kind of like a reflection session,
Yeah.
based on what we've gone through, what you've gone through. Please do the same for yourself.
Yes,
Once
that's
the
very
moment
important.
passes,
Yeah.
please take the time to reflect.
Yeah.
The highs that you experience, and I'm talking when I say reflect, feel those emotions that you felt during the low times.
Yeah, of course.
Understand what you went through in your mind and in your heart, and make the decision that I don't want to feel like that again, and what I will do to get out of that feeling or to not feel that again is going to be what my plan is based on, the way my life is going to be based on now.
Yes.
Take a look at what made you stronger or what kind of kicked you out of that curb, because you may need to go to that source again.
Yes.
Or you can help somebody else and give them that same source.
Take inventory of the new tools that you learn
Yes,
from that experience.
1000%.
And that's what you have to. A lot of people don't do this. They just like, oh yeah, I went through those tough times. But over time, after experiencing problem after problem after problem in the last few years, it's so important to look back and analyze and kind of debrief on what happened. It's like the military. Like they always, when something happens, the case happens, they sit down in a room and they broke down. Okay, what happened? How do we learn from it? How do we become more efficient?
And those guys have lost like literally hundreds of men in battle just from that one. But they're not sitting there being emotional about it. It's what do we have to do?
What do we have to do to get better?
To get back.
What did we learn from? What did we do great at that moment?
Yes.
So not a lot of people. I don't know anybody that really does this on a conscious level. So you have to start becoming conscious of, debriefing, assessing what happened, assessing the scenario. How did you learn from it? What did you learn from it? And what new tools, a new perspective did you gain from it? And you always have to you always have to visualize these new tools, and it's embodying you now. You are that new person. You've acquired a new attribute. Just like what's that? Those things called. Those Tamagotchis, remember back in the day, where like they're always learning a new thing. That is what we are. Everything that we learn is making us stronger, making us a better human being.
And if you follow like the advice, and you may not follow it all at once, whatever we've given you here today, even if you take it step by step and you take one perspective at a time, because there's a lot there, we promise you the type of character you're going to build is going to be one that sees tough times as just a simple challenge that with a solution waiting behind the door. Yeah. That's the type of person. You're going to be a solution-based person where problems aren't problems anymore. They're not tough times. You got to get out of that mindset. They're tough times. Yeah. It definitely will transform the way you live life and how easily you start to solve problems after. Yeah. Because when you start becoming a solution-based person, man, the doors open up and your life will just skyrocket through.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna start becoming the pilot of your life and not the passenger of your life. Yes. And I think everybody agrees with me that it's better to surf the skies than be scared of it. So
amen to that.
So thank you for listening. This was a heavy podcast today.
That was a pretty good one.
There's a lot on there and a lot of information and emotions I dumped out personally. But
that's great, man. Kind of therapy session for us.
Oh, it was great, man. We should do this again. If you found value in this podcast, I want you to make sure that you're following it. Make sure that you tag somebody in or share it with a friend, family member who actually needs this. Whoever is going through a tough time and needs, that little bit of jolt to kind of help navigate through them, make sure you tag somebody or share it with. Email this link or whatever.
And give them a brief description or even what you got from it, if you can, because just tagging someone's not really, a lot of people won't pay attention to that. Yeah. But if you tell them a little bit of, this is what I got from this, maybe that's what I always do whenever I get a book. An audiobook. We'll share it, but we'll say, listen to this because this is a simple lesson that I got from it. Imagine what you get from it.
Yeah, we share stuff all the time, and do the same. And feel free to comment or email us at bts@strengthu.com. That's Bobby, Terry, Sandy at strengthu.com. If you have any questions, comments, if we've helped you in any way, if we're fucking idiots, email us. Let us know.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you again for listening. Have a great day. This is the Behind the Strength podcast. My name is Carlo Balagase.
And Christian Alvarez. Have a good day, everybody.
Cheers.